Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about the weaponization of central banks. So, central banks, uh, so basically, when you look at the how money is created, right? Like in the money system, you have banks or stuff lending out loans, and then you have those loans getting returned, and then you get some interest, right? Now, something else that no one talks about is the deposits. And it's one of the key things that the Federal Reserve does. So, like the Federal Reserve will say, okay, out of every blank amount that you lend out, we want 10% like put in a deposit, right? So for $1,000 we put, or for $100 we'll put $10 in, right? For that deposit. So then you'll have one where money went out and then the other's deposit, right? So so what you can do is you can write your equation out where you have the deposit on one end and essentially what you have out on one end. And then you pretend to return each one, right? But then say you lend out 1,000, you get whatever back from that, right? And then you go lend it out again, it's going to be more incrementally, right? So then you have that deposit 10%. Eventually what you'll see, you're going to see two columns. You're going to see one being essentially the notes you put out, right? And then that keeps staying the same, but then on the other end, you're going to see your deposit eventually equal the same amount. So essentially money has doubled in that sense. And you can know when something's going to double by taking 72 divided by whatever your interest rate or even your deposit is, right? Because it'll just keep going up and up and up. And the number is going to be a lot less than you think to go up. It always surprises me how much smaller amount of time it takes to get both columns lined up. And this actually essentially became a weapon. Yeah. Essentially, if you want to know why Friday the 13th really happened and why, like the Catholic Church, basically is a shell of itself, it's because the Knights Templar lent out so much money, and then they had the ability to just essentially pull in assets. And some will even argue too that Thomas Jefferson was extremely against the founding of a national bank, essentially because of the idea of this. Because of the idea that you generate so much fictitious money on one end, but yet the other side has hard actual assets, while everyone else is playing with just basically monopoly. That's pretty much all you can call these notes after a while, is monopoly money. Okay. If anyone wants more clarification on that, just let me know in the comments. I hope I explained that well.